As Scott has just said, I'm Rizwana Hussain. I work as a DWP Area Manager for Steps to Work. My role, if you like, predominantly is all about welfare to work. It's all about moving people into job sustainable employment. My other role, as part of my role at Steps to Work, includes mental health and first aid. I'm a qualified mental health and first aid instructor, which is what I'm going to talk to you about in a little while. But Deb is going to kick off with some information about Steps to Work and what we ultimately are about at Steps to Work.
We're a registered charity, which we've been registered for nearly about 20 years now, yeah. It evolved from Walsall Council. We had contracts with Walsall Council and we've evolved from that as a charity. We own SPR. SPR is Starting Point Recruitment, which is a sister arm for us for the Steps to Work. So what we try and do is all our welfare to work programs that we've got, we upskill our customers and then they come to us to be able to go into work, to try and put them into work. But it's a very much a social impact recruitment agency, which is quite unusual these days. We deliver contracts for the public sector and general government. So in the last 3 years, we've won contracts which is worth around about 66 million pounds. Billion, I wish it was billion, but it's million. And these actually include Walsall Council. We've won a master vendor contract with Walsall Council for the recruitment side, and from the recruitment side then we've evolved into a commercial side, which is the Starting Point Recruitment. So there's two arms of Starting Point Recruitment. So we've got we're obviously a subcontractor for Sure Trust for their work in health, which is in Sandwell and Dudley. We have got contracts from Big Lottery funding in our Darlingston, which is in Dudley and Wolverhampton, and we've got contracts in South Staffs. Bear with me, I've only been with the company 9 months, so I'm getting there slowly but surely. So we work with over 50 partners, very much like what John was saying. We do have lots of different partners who specialise in different things that they can offer for any of our customers. We've helped over 35,000 people into work to date, and our aim is to get into up to 40,000 by 2020. We've just won, and we're quite proud of this, a Social Impact Champion 2018 from the Black Country Chamber of Commerce. So we've won that a couple of weeks ago, so they are very proud of that. Obviously we've got some other accreditations and awards that we've got as well in there. We're actually a national centre, number 14 in the country for the leaders in diversity, as we're a national centre out of 100 of that. So they're very proud of what we do to help and support people moving on with their lives. We've just become a disability confident leader, and very much like John was saying with Sure Trust, we're going out to employers to show them the benefits of employing anybody with a health condition. They're an untapped people that they can use, but employers don't actually quite know that, so we go out there and educate them for that. And we're IRSA members as well, so you can see our accreditations on there.
The pound that we commissioned, we return £7 back to individuals.
So SPR, which is our Starting Point Recruitment, have invested over 1.2 million into our Steps to Work side of it, so it complements it.
So by 2020 we're aiming to get 40,000 people back into work, and we're heading that way through some of the programmes that we're delivering, including some of the work that we're doing on Starting Point Recruitment, but also within the welfare to work programmes that we deliver predominantly for Sure Trust. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about mental health. Mental Health First Aid England are an organisation that we have paired up with to invest, if you like, skills, knowledge with our staff, frontline, all the way back through to the back office. The prevalence is, and actually having worked in welfare to work for nearly 20 years now, the need for mental health and the actual need to build knowledge around mental health has grown over the years. There is no better time, if you like, to get mental health out there. Is it fair to say that you all agree that mental health, when we talk about mental health, it's a bit of a taboo? It's a bit of a taboo. Why is it we can talk about our day-to-day stresses on a day-to-day basis? I'm having a really crap day today. I didn't feel like coming into work today, but we can't talk about mental health. Scott mentioned earlier the need and the, if you like, the aspiration to ensure that we've got continued personal development. Well, we don't talk the talk, we walk the walk as well at Steps to Work. We've actually made it an absolute priority to make sure our staff are mental health first aiders. I was one of the lucky ones actually, because I was given an opportunity to train as an instructor rather. So I'm now a qualified instructor and I'm able to deliver that training. Now, we know that there's around 1 in 4 people that suffer with poor mental health, although I believe the number is probably a lot greater than that. We hear about it, you know, whether it's through a discreet conversation, whether it's because you've witnessed a behaviour, but the prevalence and the importance of actually mental health we're trying to talk about and we're trying to really raise the awareness around. So one of our commitments at Steps to Work has been around sort of investing in staff. We anticipated we would spend about £15,000 to get people upskilled in order to deliver mental health first aid as instructors, but in fact we spent over £20,000 and so far we've trained and educated 500 people and they include the likes of the Department of Work and Pensions and housing and schools and other private sector organisations.
We've nearly done all our own staff as well.
We have, so we're continuously educating our own staff, and we also have, if you like, buddies systems at Steps to Work, so if there is a need for mental health support, it's there, it's available. But if you like, our mental health commitment is much wider than just our staff. It goes much further. It supports welfare to work programmes, it supports the customers that we bring in, that we deal with from a recruitment perspective. It deals with a much wider community, if you like. So as I said, there's 1 in 4 people, according to statistics, that suffer with poor mental health. Mental health first aid is an internationally recognised training course designed to teach people how to spot the signs and symptoms of poor mental health. And provide help on a first aid basis, similar to, for example, first aid, general first aid. Mental health has its own acronym and its own meaning and its own approach. So each and every mental health first aid course is delivered by a trained instructor, as myself. I'm one of 4 at Steps to Work, but by actually completing the course, not only does it raise awareness, it reaches much further than just the customer or the service user you're dealing with. It goes much further than that, and that's really the key, if you like, area around mental health when it comes to what we've done at Steps to Work. So according to independent research and evaluations that have taken place, it not only raises awareness, it improves the emotional literacy, it improves the way in which we talk about mental health, it improves actually getting out in the open what it is that we've got to deal with, and it allows people then to move forward without actually falling over themselves and actually falling into a much worse position than they're already in. It reduces the stigma and the discrimination, if you like, around mental health. People feel much more confident, they feel guided, and they achieve and receive the appropriate support. It boosts knowledge and confidence in dealing with mental health issues. It improves how we access IEPs, improving access to psychological therapies. It also encourages us to learn different ways in which we can deal with poor mental health, because I'm sure in a year's time there'll be other techniques and other therapies out there that we just haven't discovered yet. It encourages people to start a conversation with the person who may be experiencing a mental health issue. I don't know if any of you have seen the Samaritans advert on the train station. Yeah? About the person that's having a really bad day and, you know, a stranger goes up and talks to them. It's a really good advert, and it really puts into perspective the impact that just having a conversation with somebody can have. And actually, by being that ignorant to that situation, the detrimental impact it can have, and unfortunately a lot of people lose their lives as a result of poor mental health. So we've learned through mental health first aid that actually early intervention is absolutely critical, it's crucial. I absolutely love being a mental health first aid instructor, not just because I love people, but because the work that I do is people, and we're part of it every single day. And if I can be that person that makes a little bit of a difference and that message goes a little bit wider, I know I can go home at the end of the day and say, you know what, I've done a good job today, and you know what, that person's going to be all right. And that's what we're about at Steps to Work. So just to give you an idea of what some of the guys that have done the training, well, at least one of the people that have done the training with us at Steps to Work. So we recently attended a 2-day mental health first aid course delivered by Kerry Mitchell at Steps to Work. We found her to be informative and knowledgeable on the subject and an engaging trainer. It's sometimes difficult to know how to deal with people who have mental health issues, but the course helped confirm that we are doing the right thing as well as equipping us with additional knowledge. Most organisations will have trained first aider in the workplace. For me, mental health first training is equally as important, and that was written by a lady called Emma, part of the Cognisoft group. So that is us at Steps to Work, and I hope that we've relayed the message in the work that we're trying to do, and the message that I'm sure James was trying to get out today. But if anybody's got any questions, I'm all ears.